Hey guys, Venom's here. I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on how to play and do the combos of Code Talkers. It's a very fun deck and a very strong deck, especially going first, and has some really good board breaking turn 2 decks if you do go second. So the basic combo is you just need 2 cards plus any extender, and you can basically just full combo from there. So in this case, I'm going to special summon the Link Slayer. Just as an extender. I'm also going to special summon the Sigma. And I'm also going to summon the Lady Debug. And with the Lady Debug, if you don't have the microcoder, you always want to grab it, because that's how you're going to get your codec. Yep, so I'm just going to link off the Sigma and the microcoder. There's multiple lines here, and you always want to try and chain block wherever possible, because, you know, getting your combo interrupted is a little bad. It's not the end of the world by no means, because this deck has a lot of ways to play through negates and all that type of stuff, so it's not the worst situation that could possibly happen, but it is pretty shitty when it does happen. So now I'm going to go into the transcode talker. I'm going to use the Signet codec to grab the code generator. Going to use the effect of Transcode Talker to resummon the Code Talker. And then you're going to want to link off the Code Talker with the Code Generator. And this is where it sort of matters which order you're going to be doing these things in. Mostly just finishing on Xcode Talker is the main thing, because then it blocks all the it blocks Ash, it blocks everything like that. Which is really nice. So you're going to use all the effects that are available here. So it'll resolve back to front. So you'll Xcode, you'll grab the Parallel Exceed with the Xcode Talker, and then you'll foolish the Dot Scaper with the Code Generator. Alright, and next you'll link off the... I'm going to link off the Link Slayer and the Transcode Talker here. Now, this is where it's super important to have a Cyburst monster in your hand, because it is essential here to activate the effect of Code Talker Inverted. Since we're adding to the hand constantly, it should never be a problem. You should always have a Cyburst monster in your hand, so it shouldn't be too bad. So you'll activate Cyburst, the Code Talker Inverted first, then the Signet codec. This way you can draw the card you want with the Signet codec and then special summon it with the inverted. So you're going to grab the 4-month skipper, or if you haven't got the Lady Debug can be good as well. But I like the skipper to grab the Kachiri. So now you'll link summon the skipper off with the Code Talker inverted. It doesn't really matter which order you do these in, because you're going to chain block with the Parallel Exceed. And here you're going to want to grab the Sea Archive, or maybe the Scription could be pretty good, but the Sea Archive is generally what you'd grab. And then you want to grab the Kachiri here as well. And you want to activate the effect of the Parallel Exceed to special summon from the deck. And then you want to link into Firewall Dragon using the Shooting Code Talker and the Parallel Exceed. I'm not going to activate any effects here yet. Just yet. We're going to activate the Gachiri Ad Ignister effect to target the Xcode Talker. It doesn't matter if its effects negated, we're going to be link summoning it off anyway, so it's fine. So we'll use the Xcode Talker and the Parallel Exceed to go into access code. This is how you're going to access Ibli in this case, since we didn't draw it. And the order of activations here does matter. You want to chain link 1 Firewall, chain link 2 Signet, and then chain link 3 access code, targeting the Xcode Talker. And then you're going to grab the Ibli here. And then you're going to special summon the Ibli. And then you're going to link Ibli off into the Talkback Lancer. And you want to put it in this zone if you're doing the combo with without Trigate Wizard. Going to use the effect of Ibli to special summon to their side of the field. And this basically just completely blocks them from special summoning, which is like really, really strong. You're going to activate the Talkback Lancer effect to tribute the Kachiri. You're then going to target the Transcode Talker. Then you're going to activate Kachiri's effect. You can either target the access code here if you're afraid of it being killed, because these ones can't be targeted with transcode here. But I generally activate Firewall, use it on Firewall just so it can't be dropleted, because getting dropleted sucks. And then also going to activate the Sea Archiver here as well. Special summon to the field. And then I'm going to link off into Balinks. I'm going to use Balinks to search the Salamangrate Sanctuary. And then I like to do an extra link of Balinks just to have the protection here so it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, which is really great. And then just because I have Sea Archiver here, I'm just going to go into the Link Rebo as well. Alright, so this end board is really, really strong. It has 2 bounce backs to the hand with the Firewall Dragon. The Talkback Lancer, the Firewall Dragon, and the Transcode Talker are untargeted by card effects. They cannot be targeted. You have a Access Code Talker that can pop 5 times, which is really, really strong. You have the protection for Balinks as well. And then you have the Link Rebo to stop any trap that would happen. There is additional ways you can do this combo. So like if you draw Ibli earlier, instead of summoning Access Code Talker, you would go into a Splash Mage. And then use Splash Mage and the X code to go into Avramax or Trigate Wizard. I really like Avramax personally. I think it really, really destroys some boards. There's not a lot they can do about it because it also can't be targeted by card effects. And this is the only card they can attack it, with its effect and everything. It makes it really difficult for them to get through this board. So that's it for this combo guide. It's a really, really fun deck, and I highly recommend it if you haven't before. Played it. It's really, really great. I basically climbed this season using only this deck. I went on like a 15 win streak. It's really great. I learnt from Distant Coder's video talking about how to do all the combos and stuff, and there's also a spreadsheet that I can link in the description as well if you want to learn the combo lines. Again, there's multiple different ways to do this combo, so don't be afraid to go in and just mess around with it and figure stuff out. It's a really, really fun deck. Thank you for watching. After this, I'm just going to play some highlights of people just scooping mid-combo, because that's all anyone really does when you're comboing them for this long. And thank you again. So this is my Code Talker deck list that I'm running. It's pretty cheap, honestly. It's a very affordable deck, especially if you're not running Avramax. You can just put in a Trigate Wizard, and it's 30 UR crafting stuff cheaper. It's very powerful, and there's a few considerations you could run here. If you don't have that much crafting stuff, you could cut the Signet mining. Sorry. It's just, I mostly use it if I got a bricked hand or if I'm trying to bait an Ash Blossom early. But other than that, I think it's a really good card to have in here. You could also cut the Called by the Grave, just for max C, for anything like that to stop their effects, because they're really annoying. You could also cut the Ash if you don't have Ash. It's not an essential part of this deck. And you could potentially also cut Monster Reborn, but Monster Reborn's sort of nice to have here. Just if you didn't draw an extender, you can just resummon one of your linked off monsters with the Monster Reborn, and you can continue comboing. For the extra deck, I would say most of this is essential. There's other consideration you could have here. Instead of Update Jammer, you could have Link Devotee, which is really nice. The Secure Gardener's also really good. But other than that, I probably wouldn't change anything in the extra deck, except, like I said, unless you were cutting Avramax for the Trigate. Oops. Yep, so this is the other consideration you would run over Avramax. It's essentially just an Omni Negate in this deck. You can just negate everything, you can banish everything, and then any battle damage inflicted is doubled. So it's a really, really cheap consideration and a really good one as well. I personally just run Avramax. I like it. You don't have to. But that's essentially the core part of the deck. You do need all of these cards essentially to have the deck be functional. Because there's a lot of combo lines you can do, and without these, they're unachievable. So you definitely do need these. There is other considerations where you could only run one Signet codec. But I don't like that personally. I like a little bit more consistency with it. And just in case I get ashed or it gets destroyed, I have another one if I want to keep comboing at the turn after. And yeah, that's the deck list.